We have Ms. Foreman. She's an EFE teacher, and we'll be interviewing her about culture. First question is, what are your thoughts about diversity?
Diversity in our school, in our community, in our workplace is very important, and associates are hired based on the contributions they can make to an organization, and the more variety of perspectives, the better.
All right, so second question is, how do you think your gender has affected the way people treat you?
My gender as a female in the United States has not affected any of my employment opportunities, career advancement opportunities. It is based on my skills, ability, knowledge that I have earned the positions and promotions that I have in my career.
Okay, so next is, do you think the older you are, the better you are seen in society?
I think the older you are, the more experience that you gain and wisdom, and I think that has a value on our society, especially to those that you are mentoring and you are teaching.
In your opinion, is social class still important nowadays?
Social class has always been important. It's a part of economics. It's a part of our culture. It's just the way it is, and I don't think social class will go away because everyone's values and motivation and aspirations are different, and you will have tiers of income based on those factors. And our tax structure in the United States is based on income and your earning potentials, and I don't imagine that is going to go away ever.
What culture would you consider yourself a part of?
As a diverse individual, my culture involves many backgrounds. My family, as a first generation, I represent the Greek culture. I am an American, which represents the American culture. I also have religious ties to Judaism, which makes me a part of the Jewish culture. And these are the major areas that I associate with as my culture and my beliefs.
So has your culture affected your perception on the world?
I think culture, upbringing, values, morals, our environment, my peers, what I read definitely has an impact on the world affairs, and the opinions that I form.
So how do you think racial views have changed over the past years?
Depending on where you live, in the U.S. or abroad, views on race, gender, ethnicity vary. We are fortunate to be in Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. metropolitan area, where we are exposed to a lot of cultures and points of views that citizens in other areas, think of the Midwest, of Kansas, Iowa, Ohio, Tennessee, have completely different points of view because of the exposures and the populations and the values of their communities. So it all depends on your upbringing, your geographic location, your education levels, where you travel, if you don't travel, if you read, if you don't read. It all impacts racial openness or non-openness.
Right, we have two more questions to go, and one of them is, do you think age affects racial views?
I think we all come into our world pure, and it is through our influences such as parents, family members, schooling, religious organizations. All of that affect our racial perspective, and if we discriminate and have bias and prejudice. I hope as we age, we can put aside those biases because we become educated and are not as ignorant as we are as young people. Again, it's going to be your view of the world and your openness and your personality and how you take in information, how you respond to information, and how you stand up for what you believe in to create an environment that is free of discrimination.
So last question is, did your race, social class have an impact on your childhood?
I grew up lower to middle class. I think it had a great influence as a first generation from an immigrant family on where I started and where I ended as of now. So yes, not having a lot of things and having to work at a very young age, and at one point work 2 jobs and at another point work 3 jobs to be independent, to obtain my education after high school graduation, to get those items that most of us want to have, were all from my working hard to earn. So I think coming from that type of upbringing has made me appreciate what I have and what I want and my goals.
All right, so that's all we have for Ms. Foreman, and we thank you for participating in this interview.
Thank you so much.
And that's it.